Good morning, beautiful people. You're welcome to the sports segment of the weekend show. I'm Ayo Adams, and as usual, I'll be walking you through some of the biggest updates and news across the world of sports, football, world athletics, and the women Euros going on. We'll start with the Super Falcons. The Super Falcons of Nigeria continue to show why they are the powerhouse of the African women's football. Having lost to the Bayana of South Africa on opening day 1-0 and losing star player Azizat Oshoala to injury, the Falcons put back together and began a run of 3 straight wins consecutively as they defeated Botswana on match day 2 with 2 goals. And then on match day 4, they gave a thorough thrashing to Burundi, which saw them make it into the quarterfinals of the competition ongoing in Rabat, Morocco. While moving forward, then they were paired with the Lioness of Cameroon, and they played them in the quarterfinals, and they defeated them 1-0. Goal courtesy Rasheedat Ajibade, who plays for Atletico Madrid, the feminine side. It was a brilliant game between the Super Falcons and the Lioness of the Cameroon. Before, in the 57th minute, Rasheedat Ajibade came out big with a glorious header to put the Super Falcons 1 goal ahead in the competition. Well, the victory saw them qualify into the semis of the tournament, where they will be facing host Morocco on Monday, 18th July at 9 p.m. Also, the qualification has now seen the Super Falcons of Nigeria progress into the World Cup that will be held in New Zealand and Australia in the 2023 next year. It's going to be a glorious tournament, but for now, the Super Falcons are going to be facing the Moroccans, the female Moroccan side, on Monday. Make sure that we implore you that once the Super Falcons start to play, make sure you watch, make sure you support, and make sure you give all the glorious, all the recommendations, all the support, all whatever it is that you can give to Super Falcons. Make sure you give through all your support beneath them, behind them. They need it, and we hope that they can come back and get their 10th Women African Cup of Nations moving forward. Still on women's football, we'll now shift gears to Europe. As the Women's Euros 2022 is also ongoing in England, the hosts have been destructive so far. They've been in destructive form. They've scored 14 goals in 3 games, with their forward Bet Mead scoring 5 goals so far. She got a hat-trick in the second game where they won 8-0. They defeated Austria on opening day, and then they went on a ruthless run against Norway on match day 2 before a 5-0 last night, before now progressed into the knockout stages. Germany, France, and Austria have also qualified into the next round, as the final group stage encounter will continue from today up until Monday, before the final tie for the last couple of games in the quarterfinals will be previewed for the Women's Euros. And I mean, what has been going on across the world is the Women African Cup of Nations has been going on. There's been massive support also there in Morocco. The Women's Euros going on in England and on the other shores of the continent has also been showing massive support behind the women. We love to see women's football being progressed. We have there are a lot of groundbreaking elements happening, record-breaking, fans visiting the stadium to support. We would like to see that continue as women's football is taking a new stead. Well, now moving on, let's move quickly into the transfer window. It's been buzzing, it's been bubbling, and we've been seeing players moving from teams to team. We've been seeing transfers being hijacked. There's been a lot of transfers going on in the transfer window, and Barcelona fans are the ones actually leading the lines in the transfer window, as they've now gotten their main man, Rafinha, into their ranks. The 25-year-old joins Barcelona on a £55 million deal. Chelsea were heavily linked, but his choice was always to go to Barcelona. Rafinha came in the scenes after 2 years of an impressive performance, scoring 17 goals and assisting 12 for an underwhelming Leeds United side. He was also instrumental in Leeds staying afloat in the Premier League last season. Moving on to Raheem Sterling, who is now in a different shade of blue. Raheem Sterling moved to Chelsea on 13th of July in a £50 million deal from Manchester City. He pens down a 5-year contract, which will see him stay at the club up until 2027. And it will also pocket around £300,000, putting him among the top 3 earners in the Premier League. And one significant transfer that has been looming large over the transfer window has been Christian Eriksen moving to Manchester United, and that has finally happened, as the Danish midfielder was announced yesterday by the Manchester United page. This move happens after the midfielder has suffered a cardiac arrest at the Euros 2020. He made an impressive return back to Brentford, registering 1 goal and 4 assists in 11 games. He's now at the Old Trafford. He will now join the ranks of Erik ten Hag for the new campaign for next season. Let's move straight quickly to the World Athletics, which is now going on in Eugene, Oregon, in the United States of America. We have the Nigerians who are there doing brilliantly well. We have Sade Olatoye, who has also who's been drawn in the qualifiers of the final, should be making history as the first Nigerian man or woman to compete in the hammer throw. And Nigerian's fastest man, Favour Ashe, finished 4th in the heat 2, but had the fastest finish of 10.00 seconds to qualify for the semis. We wish them well. If you're watching the World Athletics going on in Oregon, make sure you support the Nigerians who are there and who are clearly making a mark in history. Moving on, let's finally on Grassrootfootball. We have the Meribet Five Stars Premier League. They are now in the semi-final stages as mouth-watering quarterfinals fixtures were played on Thursday and Friday respectively. The fixtures saw 12 strong defeats and Virtual FC 3 goals to 1. Sense FC defeated Paul E 2 goals to 1. Mess Up FC defeated 2 times champions Suicide Jibril 1 goal to 0 before TOFC brushed aside Trinity 4 goals to 0. Amazing encounters there that happened on Thursday and Friday at the Autostrof pitch with the Meribet Five Stars Premier League 2022 season that is currently going on.